Are things for myEcon about to change drastically right here in 2025? The answer to that is yes, my friend. And you need to watch this video all the way through to get all of the details and understand exactly what is about to happen and why it's about to happen. So, first off, what's up, my friends? DK here. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that subscribe button somewhere around here. Go ahead and hit that bell icon so you can get notified anytime I upload new content about myEcon or just making money online. So, first thing I want to do right out of the gate is let you know that I'm going to break everything down for you, all of the most recent information that I have here that's going to explain everything that's going on with myEcon here in 2025. So we're going to dive right into it. And most importantly, stick around until the very end because I'm going to share with you and show you exactly why and how all of this is happening so you can see it for yourself. Now, I also want to let you in on another hint. Something is about to happen that has really never been done before on a level that it's never been done. And it's challenging me, it's pushing me, it's making me, use resources that I never used before and, do things that I've literally never done before. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack in this video. So make sure you watch it and get all of the details. I appreciate you being here. Let's dive in. So the first thing I want to talk about in this part of the video here is how companies have major success. And what I've done is I've gone back and I've looked at other companies that had huge, amounts of growth in their business, companies that have gone from zero to over 1 million members, zero to hundreds of thousands of members, or just had, really incredible growth in the network marketing industry. And here's there really isn't a big secret in and around this because a lot of people might think that it's this thing, it's that thing. It could be the compensation plan. It could be the products and services. It could be whatever it is. And when you strip back all the layers of the onion and you really peel it back and look at what's actually going on, what is actually happening, and look at the true, root cause of any of that, it all comes down to a hook. And that's really just what marketing is. Marketing is just a series of hooks and formulas. Okay. So, all marketing, no matter where you see it, okay, whether it be on TV, a commercial on Netflix, a commercial here on YouTube, an ad on YouTube, whatever it is, there's always a hook and there's a part to that formula that gets people's attention. And this ties back to any company's success. And what I've been studying, and myself and some of my business partners here inside of myEcon, what we've been studying, over the last few months is other companies that have had great success. And we've been looking at specifically what were the hooks? What was the actual, black and white thing that got somebody excited? Was it a product? Was it something to do with the comp plan? Was it something to do with, was there a catchphrase? What specifically was the thing, and I'll even put that here, what was the one thing that got your attention that caused somebody to pay attention to that company, to that product, to that service, and get started? Now, here's the good news. After studying several different companies and several different compensation plans, several different, marketing strategies, formulas, hooks, all of those things, we found something that we are very, very, very excited about. And, this may seem like common, obvious sense to you. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I want to ultimately here give you the education behind what we're working on behind the scenes and what is about to happen for you. So again, please watch this video in its entirety because I'm going to spell it all out for you. There's no gatekeeping here. I'm not going to keep any secrets. I'm not going to, only tell you some of it, but not all of it. I'm literally just going to spell it all out because I've always run my channel that way. I've always run, my business that way, teaching the people on our teams. We literally share everything. So I've always found that's the best way to go. So in studying all of this and looking at other companies and compensation plans and marketing strategies and all those other things, this is really the big hook that we ended up landing on, kind of the big, call it an aha moment, call it whatever it is. And this is just a basic marketing formula, which is why it was so obvious and why it made so much sense. And it's basically get X without doing Y. And that might seem really basic, that might seem really obvious, but that is specifically, when I go back here, that specifically is the formula that a lot of these other companies used to get incredible growth results right out of the gate. Okay. That is the actual formula right there. Get X without doing Y. And you could tie that into products. You could tie that into, whatever it is. If we look at other companies out there, I'll use LifeWave as an example. They have a product that helps create stem cells. And, when you look at the marketing, when you look at their formulas behind that, when you strip all the noise and fluff down from, the products to the applications to whatever it is, you're able to create stem cells without having to, whatever you want for that why, without having to go through expensive surgeries or this or that or, health treatments or whatever it is. When you look at other compensation plans that use the same formula, it's how do you get X amount of dollars without doing a certain thing. And what we wanted to do here inside of myEcon, with my team, with just the massive growth of the company, is take that formula and apply that into something that is real, something that is tangible, something that is, people can realistically get an actual real result from. And in studying some of these other companies, when people were using this formula, and I'm just going to give you an example, when people were using this formula with a compensation plan, as an example, there's another company that states, you can make $2,000 without recruiting a single person. So again, whether you believe it or not, the point here, and this is where we have to be real and you have to give credit where credit is due, that formula that they used worked, and it worked extremely well. So there's a company that says you could make X amount of dollars. And there's a lot of companies that do this, that have certain types of compensation plans where say, you can achieve X without doing Y. And ultimately, what we looked at was that marketing, was that formula, and said, how can we apply that to myEcon? But the most important question here, and this is where to get, really real with you, is how can we do that legitimately? How can we offer someone, when you look at the myEcon compensation plan, which of course is very, very powerful, how can you achieve this without doing this over here? So what was that formula? What did we apply to myEcon? How can we do that, legitimately? And this is what we came up with. And now that I'm going to share with you the formula, I'm going to share with you this strategy, you're going to learn and understand why this is going to take myEcon to entirely new levels right here in 2025. So hopefully you've made it to this point in the video, because now we're going to start getting into a lot of the good stuff, right? So after studying all these companies, compensation plans, products, and everything else, how are you going to be able to let's just put it this way. How are you going to be able to increase your cash flow? Okay, because myEcon is big on cash flow. It's actually like right in the phrasing and strategies and verbiage of their company, right? How can you increase your cash flow without recruiting, without recruiting a single person? Okay. How can you increase your cash flow without recruiting? And I know that might sound bold. That might sound like it doesn't make sense, but this is where it does make sense. myEcon has a product called income shifting, and it is a financial tax strategy that helps average everyday people just like me and you who have a job, where they can fill out this form, they can increase their take-home pay without recruiting a single person. Here's the awesome part. We did a poll. We did a study on this, okay, even just inside of our team, but we have, thousands of results outside of our team. Just in our team alone, the people that did the income shifting right here, okay, the people that did that, the average the average increase in take home pay just on our team alone was $568 a month. Okay. So, in other words, members of myEcon were increasing their take home pay by $568 a month on average, some of them north of $800. We even had one that was $1,200 per month. Per month. Okay. So, that's five figures, well into five figures per year increase in take home pay doing the income shifting strategy. In other words, adjusting your W-4, which is a core product of myEcon. So when we look back to the formula and say, how can we market? You can get this without doing this. And we now have that. We now have the data because of the real products and services that myEcon provides that you can give yourself. And this is going to be one of the key phrases in the marketing campaigns that we're going to use is how can you create an instant pay raise without recruiting a single person? How can you increase your cash flow without recruiting a single person? And we have the data, the documentation, and the testimonials to back it all up. When you look at some of these other formulas that were used by some of these other companies, they don't have the data. They have the hypothetical chance that it's possible. There's a hypothetical chance that it's possible that you could make $2,000 a month without recruiting a single person. But to this day, in doing my research, has anyone actually done that? And the answer is no. That I found. Maybe I could be wrong. But the whole point here, my friend, is we have the data to back up what we're talking about here. And applying these formulas, how can you get X without doing Y and get real life actual results? We now have that data and documentation. So what we're going to be doing around this is creating an entire marketing campaign. And this is where I stated in the beginning, okay, something that I have never done to this length before. Okay. I have never pushed myself this hard, this far, this fast, this aggressively with, businesses that I've built in the past. And when I look at, what I currently do for my team right now, we provide sales funnels, we provide training, we provide apps, we provide content, we provide all of those things. And we're going to do that now on a level that we have never, ever done before. So not only are we going to provide, we're going to provide the sites. Okay. We're going to provide the marketing sites, obviously the videos, the sites, the information that is obviously going to sell this process right here. Okay. So obviously that's going to be, we'll just call it a sales funnel because that's ultimately what it is. Okay. So we're going to provide the sales funnels. Okay. That's one thing. We're going to provide email swipes. So for you email marketers out there, we're going to provide short form video content for you guys. We're going to provide long form video content for everybody all around this theme and this topic and this subject here. Okay, so we're going to provide that. We're going to provide pictures to be used on social media. We're going to provide posts, also known as, I'll just put copy here. The copy, the memes, whatever you want to call it for your post. Literally everything around that, whether you're doing Craigslist ads or whatever it is, we're going to provide as much content as possible and give it all in a training video, all in a document, so everybody has everything right at their fingertips, all in and around this this concept that we're going to be using here. And again, when you think about, I'm just going to be real with you too here, like, whether you agree to this or not, you think this is a good idea or not, you got to realize that marketing is literally just formulas. And even if you look at myEcon's history, their track record over the last 20 plus years in this industry, every 3 to 4 years, they have a major surge in growth. Well, guess what, my friend? We're coming up on that time frame right now with myEcon, okay? A major surge in growth. And it's going to be built off of this concept. which isn't even, a concept. This concept is going to be reality, and it's going to be at reality backed by data, backed by actual real testimonials and users that are using the myEcon product and services to get incredible results. So we will be able to use those formulas and do this and have all of this material and everything for all of our members to use to run out there and share this message and create that massive momentum and that massive growth. And what I love about this and going through this process and doing all this research, when we're looking at these other things here, whether it be a product, a service, part of the compensation plan, part of the marketing hook, whatever it was, anytime we were doing this, we always found like yeah, but this thing here doesn't make sense, or this thing here isn't really realistic. Like as an example, when you look at, making $2,000 a month without recruiting a single person, it just sounds crazy. But, the people that were marketing this, obviously the company did really well because the general public ate it up. But when we look at that, now we're able to take that formula, take that, that big attention grabbing thing and do it in a way where it's actually realistic. And we can back it up. Like I said, mentioned multiple times here that, we can back it up by data. We can back it up with proof. And this is what everybody's going to get here on our teams. We may even, and, don't quote me on this, but we may even roll this out to teams outside of our team in myEcon, because, the goal here is to grow myEcon. And, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I put out a video here on my YouTube channel where I stated the myEcon problem, that myEcon has a problem, and specifically, what is it? And the only problem that they really face is enough people don't know about it, because the compensation plan is incredible. It's one of the best compensation plans that I've ever found. It has the highest renewal per person out there in the industry, and it's an incredible compensation plan, and we just need to get more people knowing about it. So this right here is kind of like that second phase of, taking and addressing that problem and getting it to the point of massive, massive momentum. And like I stated, if you look back at their history, every few years, every, 2, 3, 4 years, they have a surge in growth. Here it comes, my friend. Now, I mentioned earlier that, I'm going to give you guys a little surprise, little bonus here at the end of this video. So I'm going to jump out of the dry erase board and I'm going to jump over to what I've been working on behind the scenes and how this whole thing unfolds, and really ultimately, where do we get started? What do you have as far as marketing materials, sales funnels, all of those things? So I'm going to show you some of that. So this is one of the pages that, our team and everybody in myEcon is going to get access to. And this is, again, based on, doing the study, doing the research of trying to keep it stupid simple with concepts, with what has created success. You guys have heard the phrase before, success leaves clues. So when you go look at other companies out there, other, whether it be affiliate marketing opportunities, network marketing opportunities, and you study them, you figure out, what was it that they used? What was it that, helped them build and grow? And you study those things. You take out, the pieces and the root cause information that you need, and you model that, and that's exactly what we did here. Kept it really, really simple, really, really clean. And, again, based on the documentation that we have, the average person is increasing their take-home pay using the myEcon W-4 adjustment or income shifting, whatever verbiage you want to use there. And, so we built an entire page around that and an entire video around that. So this video right here, already made the video. It's already done. The page is already done. It's already ready to use. And we're very, very close to launching this. And another thing that I failed to mention earlier is we're going to do an entire marketing blitz around this. So a full 30-day, maybe even longer, full 30-day marketing blitz campaign where we're going to get as many people as possible to get out there and go share this information, because it's an incredible opportunity. It's an incredible marketing campaign. And when you see this page and this video and everything we have tied into this, It all makes sense. It's all legitimate. And it's certainly going to draw a lot of attention to myEcon. And we're very, very, very excited about this. So very simple, very clean page with an incredible video that is going to create a lot of growth. And this is just one of the multiple pages that we have here in and around this sales funnel. So more information to come for you, but you'll see this head into your way very, very soon. So we're very, very excited about this. And this is going to be the next phase, the next massive momentum growth phase of myEcon. If you have any questions for me at all, left my phone number right here at the top of this video, or go ahead and drop a question down below. If you made it to this point in the video, I know this was a little wordy, a little lengthy, talked a lot, I went into a lot of information, but I appreciate you watching here. And if you did make it to this point, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you get notified anytime I upload new content here to my channel, or about myEcon, or just making money online, or anything that has to do with the industry or the niche. So that is it, my friends. If you're ready to get started in myEcon, link in the description down below. Trust me when I tell you this, you want to be part of this. You really do. And you want to get into this before the massive growth phase happens. And it's not if it's going to happen. It's not if, it will happen. And the question is, where will you be when it happens? Will you be on the inside and be part of this? Or will you just be standing there on the outside, looking in, pondering, doubting, debating, wondering, ooh, should I have joined? Yeah, you should have. Okay. So otherwise, I'll leave an end card right here at the end of this video. You can click on that and go see our full overview and how we give you over $11,000 in free value just for joining myEcon. Appreciate you, my friend. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.